So the driver's side sliding door on my wife's 2006 Chrysler Town and Country will not open. The lock is stuck. It doesn't respond when the power locks are engaged, and I cannot pull up the lock either. So I'm going to have to tear this door apart and investigate what's going on. First thing I did was remove the seat so that I have full access to this door. I'm going to remove this top trim piece first. Mine's been broken off before, so I've got screws in here that I got to remove, but normally it's held on by little clips on the back side. So the little clips that hold it on are like that, so you just pull them straight down. Over here. So, first piece off. I'm going to remove the bottom panel. I'm going to start over here. It's held on with the same types of clips as that top piece was supposed to be held on with. Hopefully I can get it off without breaking too many of them. Also, I'm going to unscrew this lock pull piece so that it's not in the way when it comes time to pull that panel off. So if you have this little ashtray thing, you got to remove this screw because it actually goes into the door. So those pieces were removed. Pulling back the rest is pretty easy. You can see these ones are actually green instead of the yellow, but they're all popping out, and I'm going to get the panel off. Okay, with the trim panel off, I can now start to get down into the actual mechanism here. So, see how this is binding? It should move. So the lock mechanism is right here in the back. I'll take off that. And so this is the piece that should be moving, but is not. I've had problems with this component before on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the electrical connector and remove the mounting screws and take this thing out of here and see if I can figure out what's going on with it. So this little red connector here has to be removed so that you can get this rod off the back side. It looks like I can just pry it apart and pop upward on the metal rod and it should come out. Or maybe this clip actually swings down. We'll find out. So it just swung down, and then I believe I can just, slide that out the back. So this mounting screw is a Torx 15, and I'm going to pull it out of here. I'm going to slide my other hand underneath it to make sure to catch it if it drops. Don't ask me why I'm worried about that. It's almost like I've been here before. Then once the one screw is out, you can just slide forward and this whole mechanism comes out. And it is not moving at all. It is seized up. So I'm going to have to get a new one, or possibly go to a junkyard and find a used one. I'll have to check on availability of this part. So, investigating further, I pulled this cover off, Torx T10s for reference, and inside, if I disconnect the motor assembly from it, this will still move. In other words, the repair can be no cost if you choose to forego power locks. In this case, if you take a look at this motor, you can see some black on it. I'm guessing that the electric motor is probably burned out for this component. But if you want to not spend any money and just lose the power lock feature of the door, you can just pull this motor out and manually you can lock and unlock the door still. Or you can replace it and retain full functionality. So rather than getting a new one, I may just pull the motor out of this. The other side, I was unable to get the power lock to work again when I worked on it, even with a new component. I believe there was a wiring problem over there. That may not be the case here, but manual locks still work, and it's cheaper. So now I've removed the motor and this gear with its little wound spring. Then I just put this back on, and I'll slide it in, and I should have manual use of my locks. Okay, when sliding this piece back in, gotta watch, this piece has to go over this little rod in here. See it? This one here, because this is actually what controls the lock. So I gotta slide this piece over it like that so that it can actually do the locking. Also, you want to watch to make sure that it slides in correctly. There's a little tab here that mates with that metal, and so it's got to slide in on there. And then I'll put my screw back in and reattach this rod, and I should have a door that locks and unlocks manually. Next up, I need to slide this back into the hole, and once it's in the hole, clip this back on, and now I should be able to lock and unlock the door manually with the rod, and it is unlocking and unlocking. So that's a free way to fix the stuck locks on this door. Rest would just be putting back on the door panels, which is slide the little clips into the holes, push them in, and it be done. So I replaced the little foam panel, and I will put back on the door panel, then the pull tab for this rod, and the little ashtray thing, and I will be in business. So just line up the little holes and push the clips in. This pull rod was easier to slide that on the door panel on with this down, but I'm going to have to reach through here to line it up so that I can insert the pull piece and screw it on. Okay, so there we have it. Door locks, unlocks, opens. Can't say it's as good as new, but it does work.